By request, kick-ass facts, axolotls. Pew, 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 pew! I have so much fun saying axolotl. The axolotl is a neotenic salamander. Neotenic or neoteny is the term used to describe animals that keep their juvenile characteristics into adulthood without undergoing many phases of change. Rather than undergoing typical metamorphosis, axolotls keep their youthful appearance, including their tadpole-like dorsal fin and feathery external gills that fan out from their head. In rare cases, axolotls have matured past the larval stage and emerged onto land as adult salamanders. Sometimes, because of a mutation or a shot of iodine from a scientist, do not shoot your axolotls with iodine. The shot gives the animal a rush of hormones that leads to a sudden maturation. The word axolotl comes from the ancient Aztecs who revered them and translates to water dog. As legend has it, Xolotl also relates to the Aztec god of the same name. In Aztec mythology, the dog-headed deity was believed to rule over fire and lightning and led the souls of the dead to the underworld. What some believe is that Xolotl was fearful of being sacrificed and transformed to an axolotl to hide. An axolotl can grow back lost limbs in only a few weeks. It can even regenerate its lungs, heart, spinal cord, and parts of its brain if it suffers a head injury without any scarring. You can cut the spinal cord, crush it, remove a segment, and it will regenerate. You can cut the limbs at any level, and they will regenerate perfectly. There is nothing missing, no scarring on the skin at the site of amputation. Every tissue is replaced. However, research suggests that there is a limit to how many times it can grow back a limb. Scientists have discovered by the 5th time the limbs could regrow, but not to their previous potential, and instead scar tissue had begun to form. It is over 1,000 times more resistant to cancer than mammals. Axolotls have retained their gills and they are fully functional, but they also have lungs. They will often rise to the surface for a gulp of air. If axolotls spend prolonged periods of time in shallow water, their gills may be absorbed and they can begin to use their lungs on land. However, if the axolotls are in deep water long enough, they will keep their gills for the remainder of their lives or until they move to shallow water for a long period of time. The male and female axolotl begin the breeding process with a waltz. That's very civilized. Essentially, it is a dance between the two of them that serves as the initiation phase of mating. Both the male and female will rub and slide against the other's cloaca while dancing in a circular fashion. The male will eventually drop a cone-shaped mass with a sperm cap. He does this following about 30 seconds of vigorous tail shaking. Sounds about right. The female will pick up the deposit with her cloaca following a tail shaking display, and fertilization begins. They are normally black or dark brown in the wild. White and pink axolotls are known as leucistic and have descended from a mutant male that was shipped to Paris in 1863. They were then specially bred to have black eyes, different from albino animals which generally have red eyes. The Mexican walking fish, as it is commonly referred to, is unfortunately critically endangered. It is almost extinct due to invasive species being introduced into its habitat and habitat loss.